Well, hello, eighth grade parents and students. We're getting pretty close to the DC trip, and so I wanted to give you a quick little PowerPoint that uh, maybe give you a little bit more information about what we're going to be doing and try to answer any questions that you might have. So again, the trip is on the 22nd of October, just in a few weeks, and the student cost is going to be about $300. This is a significant savings over the last couple years. We've tried to do the trip ourselves and plan and do some of the things that would cut the cost down significantly. The $300 will be taken out of from FACS. However, each student does need to bring at least $20 for one meal that we're going to be eating out at the Bible Museum. They don't let us pay it in advance for that. So $300 will be deducted from FACS about a week or so, maybe before the trip or maybe closer to the time of the trip. And then the student only has to bring $20 for one meal, and then any other snacks that they might want or souvenirs, that kind of thing would be on them as well. But other than that, all meals are covered, all the entrance fees for the museum, all the money for the busing and the hotel rooms, all covered in that one price. The cost is a little bit more for parents who are going. We have, I think, 13 chaperones coming, and so the cost will be a little bit higher for them depending on how many people per room. So when do we leave? We leave at 6 a.m. on Tuesday, and so we need to be leaving the school at that time. So that means you'll need to be here maybe about 15 minutes early, so we can pack up the bus, make sure we have everybody, and then say goodbye to everyone. So I'd encourage you guys to pack light. You can have two bags. One bag goes underneath the bus. That's for your clothes for the trip and things you'll need in your hotel room. And then you can have a small bag on the bus that we can put up above our seats. Things like headphones or any other snacks that you want on the bus. And anything that you want for that first day, because that first day we won't be getting underneath the bus to get into our bags until we get to the hotel room. So anything that you need for that day, maybe like a raincoat or money, that kind of stuff, that needs to be on your person in the small bag that you take on the bus. Our trip itinerary, let's just quickly go over it. I've sent this out to you, but I want you to see it again. On Tuesday, we will try to go see Mount Vernon. We have a lunch booked there, and then we're going to go see the mansion and walk the grounds of Mount Vernon. It's a big estate, and so we'll have a few hours to go there. Lord willing, after that, we'll get to go to the African American Museum and spend a few hours there in DC. Again, a giant museum, lots and lots of stuff to see. After we get done there, we're going to go back to the hotel to eat pizza, and there's the address for the hotel listed there, so you can see where we'll be staying, and you can have the number of the place. If something happens and you're not able to get in contact with the student, that's the number you can reach in case of an emergency. On Wednesday, we'll wake up early and head out to Arlington Cemetery, where we're going to watch the changing of the guard. Pretty spectacular ceremony they put on at Arlington Cemetery, and probably take a quick walk over to see JFK's grave site as well. After that, we'll be heading off to the Ford's Theater to see where Lincoln was assassinated, and then maybe across the street, if we have time, to go see the house where his body was taken after the assassination. That's a national park, so we'll get some we'll have a national park tour guide to take us through that, and so that's a really good trip. After the Ford's Theater, we'll have lunch at the Capitol building. Mrs. Douglas got us a tour into the Capitol, which is a pretty amazing thing. We're going to actually get to go inside the Capitol building and have just a really nice tour of the grounds. It's an amazing tour, and I'm just really glad that we're going to be able to do it. So I'm excited about that. After we're done at the Capitol, we're going to walk around the Capitol to see the Library of Congress. We're going to see where the Supreme Court meets. These are all just walking around those buildings. We won't be going inside those buildings. And then we'll have dinner at the Ronald Reagan International Trade Building. There's a mall there, and we'll be eating at the food court there. Afterwards, we'll be getting on a bus again and driving around DC to see the monuments at night. So we'll stop at Jefferson's Memorial, and we'll stop at MLK's Memorial, and some other the really pretty sites around DC, seeing them illuminated. And then after we're done walking, it's a long day of walking, come back to the hotel and go to sleep. And the next morning, have breakfast at the hotel, check out, go to the Museum of the Bible, eat lunch there after we see the sights there. And then on our way out of town, we'll visit the National Air and Space Museum in Chantilly, Virginia. And our goal is to be back at Trinity around 8 p.m. on Thursday. So that's our itinerary. What are some of the rules that that we have? Well, students always want to know if they're allowed to bring their phones. Yes, of course, they can have their phones with them. You're allowed to have them on the bus, listen to music, play games, whatever you need to do. For emergency purposes, have your phone, take pictures, all that good stuff, call home often. However, we do ask that each student at 9:30 will give their phone to their chaperone and charge it in their chaperone's hotel room overnight. That way we just keep any temptations out of the kids' hands, and just makes it go a lot more smoothly. You know, some families have that rule where kids aren't allowed to have their phone in their room. That's what we do. But we're just asking that the kids surrender their phones 9:30 and have them charged in the chaperone's room at night. And then the next morning they can pick them up and take pictures and call and do all that good stuff. We're gonna have lights out by 10, Lord willing. We're gonna to these places pretty late, and so kids will probably be pretty tired by then. So we're hoping we can get everyone in the rooms by 9:30 and then off to bed at 10 p.m. Safety is our number one priority, so that we want to make sure that you're making smart decisions, and that's one thing we would ask that you could talk to your student about, and just really help reiterate for them that even though we're having fun and we're doing lots of good, exciting things, still we need to be on our best behavior, and the things that could get you in trouble at Trinity could also get you in trouble in DC. So we want to make sure that we're still doing all the good things we know we're supposed to do. And one of the main things is that an adult knows where you're at all times, that you can't have any unsupervised time. If you need to use the restroom, if we're out and about, just let an adult know where you're going, and make sure an adult is with you. We don't have a dress code, really. It's a relaxed dress code, I should say. That one that modesty is key. So we're asking parents to, again, help their kids pack to know what's modest, and you can wear jeans. We prefer that the jeans aren't ripped, and if they want to wear sweatpants, that would be fine. We just want to be sure that we're representing Trinity well, representing Jesus well, and we're good ambassadors as we travel around the capital. Money stuff. Again, money is taken care of before the trip. You're billed through Fax Renweb. Fundraising was a success. I saw a lot of people raised a lot of money, and that's good. That'll be deducted off of your bill. So whenever Mrs. McGuire sends out the fax notification that says you're about to be charged, it'll be less than the amount that you owe, whatever you raised. So just subtract what was sent out in the spreadsheet off of $300. We will have pit stops on the way there and on the way back, so students can bring money for that, and snacks and souvenirs can be purchased, of course. But we try to keep it so that there's not a lot of money floating around in the trip, and so you don't need to bring a lot of money. Encourage your students to be smart about what they bring, so that nobody gets just lose money, lose valuables, those kind of things we want to try to eliminate. Try to pack light, bring layers. Sometimes it's been really warm when we've taken this trip, and sometimes it's been pretty cold. So just bring lots of layers so that you can shed those layers. If you start to get too hot, if it gets too cold, we can throw on a coat or two. I have a packing list there, so you can click on that. I'll send out this PowerPoint to you, and you can see the kinds of things you should bring. Sometimes we have rain, so make sure you bring something like a poncho or a rain jacket. Make sure you have lots of socks, so you have dry socks, and comfortable clothes, comfortable shoes for walking. That's a priority. For our chaperones that are going, I'm really thankful that so many people have signed up and are willing to come along with us. This is great. I just ask you to make sure you check your clearances, make sure they're up to date, and I'll be giving your names to our secretaries, so they'll confirm that that you are indeed clear to come. And also, if you have any questions about clearances, you can just call them, and they'll help you walk through that process. Again, that's the address for our hotel that we're staying at. The pool is closed, so you don't need to bring any swimsuits or anything like that. And we'll be back at Trinity around 7:30, 8 o'clock on Thursday. So here's your homework, proof that you watched this video. If you could, all the parents, please text me at 412-540-0099, your full name, so that I can start a sort of giant text chain that I can send out pictures, I can send out notifications when we leave for the trip and all those things along the way. And also, probably most importantly, text you when we're coming home so that you can pick up your kiddo on Thursday night. So thank you for watching this. Again, what I'd really appreciate is if you could talk to your son or daughter, talk to them and just reiterate some of the rules of the trip and encourage them to be on their best behavior. We've always had good classes going, so we just want to keep that tradition going and just to help reiterate all the points that we'll be talking on our end here at school, but let them know the expectations going into the trip. And if you could, again, text me your number with your name to let me know that you've watched the video, and that this will kind of be in lieu of a big meeting. We can have our virtual meeting here. So thanks again for watching this, and thank you for letting your kiddo come on the trip. It's going to be a good trip, and be praying for us as we go, keep us safe, and all those things that we ask God for. So thanks again for watching.